I now have the honor of introducing our next commencement speaker this evening, representing undergraduate programs, Jacqueline Haynes. Jacqueline is a business administration major with a finance concentration and a minor in Spanish. During her time at NC State, she has been actively involved in Young Life and the Neighbor to Neighbor Community Center. Jacqueline has participated in internships with the nonprofit Augustine Literacy Project and with Bank of America in their Strategy and Business Ventures Department. She also studied abroad in Reims, France through the Corporate Finance Maymester program. After graduation, Jacqueline plans to return to Charlotte to work for the Bank of America. Please join me in welcoming Jacqueline Haynes to the podium.
As a 2020 high school graduate, today is a big deal. This will be my first time walking across a stage and receiving a diploma. Coming to NC State as a freshman, I knew more than ever that the future was fickle. And in an effort to decrease any disappointment, I lowered my expectations for what I thought my college experience would be. I thought I would get through the next few years and leave with a great degree, a few friends, and a quick turnaround. As I began to do what I came to do, I was met with hope of new experiences and people who challenged my perspective. I have memories of shoving down the 10th donut at the Krispy Kreme challenge because there was no way I was making it to all 12. Dreading the 2.5 miles back to the bell tower. Studying for business law as though my life depended on it. Applying to the first study abroad opportunity that came my way, beating UNC 3 years in a row in football. Thank you. And sledding at Dorothea Dix Park on random Tupperware. All of these stories have one thing in common. There were people surrounding me who became mentors and friends that challenged, guided, and loved me. For example, Professor Hart, who does indeed have a big heart, traveled with 13 Poole students to France for a corporate finance study abroad trip. Yes, we learned about asset management and equity valuation, but more significantly, she took the time to get to know me. She has a gift of engaging in both my personal and academic life. Then there's Professor Little, whose impact really isn't that little. Just ask one of his 7,000, yes, 7,000 LinkedIn connections. His impromptu calls on students in class and daily news updates created a learning environment that kept me engaged and on my toes. We were touched by Janet Rakes, who doesn't indeed like raking leaves. She's my career coach who asked me to tell my life story and corrected my posture before laying eyes on my resume. She was intentional in pushing me to confidently sell myself in interviews by knowing my identity and where my value is found. Haven Hall, my roommate who sometimes seems to know me better than I know myself. The one I convinced to live with me all 4 years. She walked a marathon with me on a random Saturday, braved living with me in the unlivable basement, kidnapped me to go camping on my birthday, and allowed me to date her brother. On paper, what I have to show for the last 3.5 years is more than I ever expected. 135 credit hours, internships, a study abroad experience, and soon a diploma. But if someone were to ask me what college means to me, I would give them none of those things. Instead, I would tell them about Professor Hart, my professor who became a friend. I would tell them about Professor Little, who challenged me to be an actively engaged student. I would tell them about Miss Rakes, who reminded me to know where my worth is found. And I would tell them about Haven, who loved me along the way, making NC State truly feel like home. I will forever be thankful for the friends that have become family in the community I have found here. The richness of each of these relationships has shattered my expectations and helped mold me to be the Jackie Haynes that I am today, who's different than the 2020 version of myself. What I've learned as a member of the pack is that the real richness of my experience is the people who have challenged, guided, and loved me. As I think back to August 2020, I remember how I came in hoping for a few great friends, a great degree, and that my time would just go by quickly. Now I see that my time at NC State did go by quickly. In fact, a little too quickly. I have a great degree and friends who feel like family. Thank you, NC State, for exceeding my expectations, and thank you, Wolfpack Nation, for showing me the strength that truly does lie within the pack. Congratulations, class of 2023, and go Pack!